big strong kitties. Get your calories in. Get your calories in. Look at that. Is this what you're waiting for? Thought he was gonna say something about it. Here you go. Okay. Become anabolic. Eat your food. Oh boy. What is going on, all you beautiful people, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. You guys are enjoying your day. We got a good one for you today. This is one that a few people have recommended. So I'm going to be doing a series of taking you through my workouts. It's going to be another live commentary that I'm going to try, but we are going to go this morning and do one of my back width days. So I do 2 back days a week. I do a thickness and a width, and I'm going to walk you through my width day. But for now, we're going to eat. I didn't burn them this time. If you watched the last YouTube video, which you should do, I burned these last time. Whether this is the first time you're watching or you've been here from the beginning, I want to say thank you for tuning in today. If you liked the video, please feel free to like it down below. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And feel free to give me a comment about anything you'd like to see, or just tell me how you're doing. But for now, I'm going to eat just like the kitties did, and then we're going to hit some back. So for pre-workout 2, oh, there's a hair on the screen. So for pre-workout 2, I've tried a lot of different ones, and honestly, I went back to one that I tried years ago when I first started lifting, and that's Ghost. I do the Welch's Grape Ghost Legend pre-workout, and then I mix it with the Peach Pump. So what I do is I do 2 scoops of the pre, 1 scoop of the pump. With my intra carbs, I do another scoop of the pump too, because the serving size is 2. So I just do 1 before I work out, and then I drink 1 throughout the workout. So I know Ghost has gotten a lot of hate in the past. It's like a beginner pre-workout. I used it a couple years ago, and I didn't really like it. I don't know if they changed the formulas or anything, but it honestly feels really good now. It's clean. It's really good ingredients. It's a great mix of stuff. So if you guys are interested in a pre-workout, I definitely would recommend Ghost. Caffeine's a little high, but overall, I enjoy it. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. We are now moving into the commentary section of this video. I got my mic, got the camera set up. Without further ado, why don't we get into it? So we're starting off here with a little bit of a warm-up. So I do this warm-up, or I've just started doing this warm-up a lot more, and I found that it actually really helps just getting your joints all warmed up, especially for upper body. It gets your shoulders going, gets your elbows going, and it just pumps a little bit of blood into my upper body before I get going. So it's definitely something I would recommend. You see some people using bands, which is great. You see some people using cables, which is great. For me, I've just seen a few other people do this, and I wanted to give it a try. And like I said, works well. I've enjoyed it, and it gets me all warmed up. And I try a couple different variations, as you've seen here so far. But then we move right into the lat pull down. So again, I mentioned before, this is my back width day. So I split my back days up into 2 different ones. I started doing that last summer, and I haven't done it since last fall. I didn't do it during prep because I had a different workout plan. But last summer, my back blew up. Literally blew up. Like, the thickness of it, the width of it, my back was 100%, maybe behind my legs, the most dominant feature on my body. And so I really recommend, if you have a lagging body part, if it's as big as back, separating it up into 2 different sessions, doing a width and a thickness. So we're starting with the lat pull downs here. You'll notice I'm keeping my elbows kind of tucked in and going more forward. So you don't want your hands to be too wide on the bar right? You would rather have them a little bit closer and kind of turn those elbows in. Oh, you're almost trying to bend the bar, right? So you'll see my thumbs on this bar too. I kind of have them, I don't have like them behind the bar, but I also don't have them wrapped around the bar either, right? I kind of have them pressed up against the bottom of it. With that, it allows me to try and bend the bar. And if you try to bend the bar, you're going to tuck those elbows in, and you want to keep them kind of out in front of you. The other thing is you don't want to lean back too far. You see a lot of people go all the way back, and then they're just doing a row, which is less than ideal. So you want to just keep everything kind of locked in there. You want to get a really good stretch. What I'm doing right here, this is a drop set, so I'm just kind of I'm trying to rep out these last few. Oh, look at that ass. There we go. Yeah. So lat pull downs have been huge for me. That is what I equate a lot of my back growth to, or my width growth. It's a staple, right? So we're finishing up here. We're just doing some holds. We're just doing just really squeezing out the muscle after the drop set. I just did a couple reps here just to finish it off, just to get that good burn. Because that's the thing too. If you want to lift, you don't want to lift to just like lift heavy. If you're a bodybuilder, which I am, it's all about building. It's not about how much weight you can throw around. It's all about building your body and finding the tools that are going to help you build it the best. I'll go into that rant another time, but just something I've thought about. This is the high hammer strength, like reverse row. This one is one that I've just started doing now that I have access to it in this gym, and I love it. You can tell it's all about the stretch. In any kind of workout, you want to have a really good stretch, and you'll see me stretch all the way up like that, right there. Just all the way up. I'm getting a pull all through my lats, and that elongation is going to be what brings you the most success, because you allow all the blood to get in there, and then you squeeze it. So the other thing to note too, again, it's not all about the weight. It's about how you move and how you squeeze and how you feel the workout. So with this, with a lot of like lat pull down movements and rowing movements and things like that, it's all about that drive of the elbow. So that second half of the exercise, at least in these last two, the lat pull down and this high reverse row, the drive of the elbow is going to be so much more beneficial. Like the second half of that exercise is much more beneficial than the first half. So like if you're repping them out too, like only go up a little bit and just squeeze, right? You don't have to go all the way up and just do a couple up here, because that's not really it's just stretching the muscle, right? You're not squeezing it. You're not getting the blood in there. So that's a tip too. It's all about the drive of the elbow. You want it to go all the way back. You want to get that squeeze, because that's where you're going to grow. The next movement that we have going on here, which is one that I really love, but I've always struggled to like find the right feel for it, but I did in this workout. So these are just dumbbell pullovers, reach overs, whatever you want to call them. So you'll see how I'm positioned on the bench. I kind of have like the halfway up my neck and my shoulders resting on the bench, and then you can see my forearms, or not my forearms, my elbows are kind of bent too. This is something that I always struggled with before, because I would leave my arms straight as I went back and stretched like that, and then when I'd come up, I would get a lot of activation in my tricep, and my triceps would always be fried the day after this workout. But I found yesterday, or when I did this workout, if you bend the elbows a little bit and you focus more on just getting that squeeze in with the lats and trying to pull that weight up with your lats rather than trying to like push it over your head, that's a good cue that I really enjoyed, or that I can share for you guys. With that exercise though, Again, really important to get that stretch all the way at the bottom. It's one that you can't do too heavy either. At least don't start heavy. Start lighter so you get a feel for the motion. Because it's, you know, it's an abnormal exercise. You know, you don't see that done very much. So I love that. It really gets a stretch. Again, if you do it correctly, you'll get a really good squeeze. You don't want to bring the weight over your chest, because once you bring it over your chest, then you're activating your chest and a little bit of your shoulders and triceps. You want to come, like when you stretch out over your head, you want to just come back up like right over your face, right when you can feel the lat lock, because then if you go too far, you're going to lose that. You want to come right over your face, feel that lock, feel that pressure in your lat, and that's how you know you've made it. And then go back down, big stretch. Mentioned, it's all about the stretch here. It's all about the stretch. But then we move on to a superset to finish up the entire thing, which is a superset that I absolutely loved. And these pullovers, these cable pullovers, you can either do them with a rope or you can do them with a straight bar, easy bar, whatever you want to do. I'm doing it with a cable here and kind of like separating my hands around my hips once I bring it back in. But this is one that I've absolutely loved. Another cue that you want to think about when you're doing this exercise is you're not trying to pull the weight to you, right? The way that I look at it is you're almost trying to scoop the weight down. So you're bringing your arms down, you're pulling with those lats rather than trying to just pull it towards you like with your elbow. This is not one of those drive, you know, your elbow movements. This is a kind of use your lats, engage your lats, and then let those pull the rope down. Let those curl you in and scoop up as much air coming into you as you can. Again, just watching this movement, think about that as I try to explain it to you. But that is something, again, that's a cue that really helped me. Just trying to scoop. This is me trying to focus my camera on my watch with my nose. Anything for you guys. So we're doing, you know, if anyone's on the gym side of TikTok, you've seen JPG Coaching do these. I don't do these terribly often. This was just a superset I kind of put together at the end. I always end my width days with pullovers, my cable pullovers, but I felt like I had a little bit more gas in the tank, so I just did some lighter pullover, kind of lat, single arm pullovers, which again, feel pretty good. Again, I was just going for I was nowhere near failure. I was just kind of going for a stretch and a squeeze. And then we did some posing too, because I always love to pose after my width days. Where my strength on stage this past year was my back, and we are making our strengths even stronger, because that's what we do here. Look at that. We're gonna fly away. So that was the back width day. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video that I'm starting to do. Again, I mentioned before that this is a series I think I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take you guys through my different workouts and my split as a whole throughout the next couple of weeks. We will be going through each workout that I'm doing, the exercises. We'll do like some tips and tricks, things like that. So if this is something that you enjoy, or if you want to see more, please go down, like the video right now. Let me know, even in the comments, that this is something you want to see more of. Again, all about interaction here, all about the engagement. I like to hear from you guys, obviously, but at the same time, I need to hear from you guys what you want to see, what you don't want to see, just to help me help you. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I'm trying to do this for you guys. As much fun as I'm having doing it all, I do want to help you guys in any way that I can as well. So with that being said, there was one more thing I wanted to touch on in this video before we wrapped it up, and this month is Men's Mental Health Month, and while I I do think that this topic does deserve its own video. I just want to touch briefly on it right now. Over the last week and a half or so, both on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, I've been creating a video every single day, generally after I'm done at the gym, creating a video for Men's Mental Health Month. And what I'm doing in this series is talking about how the gym has helped me in my mental health and how I think it can help your mental health too. Because I feel like a lot of people use the gym as a coping mechanism, which is great if you do it the right way, right? If you go into the gym and just try to forget the world entirely, we've all been there. I know for me, I've done that. That's a huge reason why I got into the gym. But at the same time, that can't be your only mode of therapy, I guess. There's so much more that goes into it, and there's so much more. I talk about it in those videos, that it's more than just lifting the heavy circles so the sad voices in your head go away, right? It's so much more about allowing yourself the opportunity to become present, to ground yourself. And while it is a good way to kind of forget the world around, the word forget is not the word that I want to use, but I don't know what word to use. It just brings you back. It brings you to the present. It grounds you. It's you versus you in the gym. It is so much more than just going in and lifting the heavy weights. Again, it's about grounding yourself. It's about being with you. If that's your alone time, if you going to the gym is your alone time, then that's great. I think everybody needs to experience alone time. And if that's your form of meditation, awesome. Again, there are good and bad ways basically to do everything. So if you are someone who uses the gym as that meditation, as that therapeutic release, just be present of how you're doing it. If you're doing it cracked out on 600 milligrams of caffeine and you can't feel your face, and then once you get home you just sit there and eat and wait for the next gym session, that's not really healthy, because then you just go right back. All those negative emotions and feelings come right back to you once you get home, and it's like you only have some kind of release for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, or 3 hours. I used to be in the gym for 3 hours. It's a great feeling, but it's not sustainable. I've said it a million times. You have to be very intentional about your actions. You have to be very intentional about how you go about your life. And again, if the gym is your mode of therapy, then that's great. But just be mindful of how you're doing it. Don't go in there with 600 milligrams of caffeine so you can feel numb to everything. It's, like I said, this warrants its own video entirely, but you just have to learn to embrace it all. Learn to embrace every feeling that you have. The gym is a great way to release that pent-up emotion. Make sure you're taking care of yourself outside the gym too. Make sure you're doing things throughout your day to assist you in making sure that those feelings of depression or those feelings of sadness or anything that you're going through, make sure you're doing other things in your day to help remedy those things. Right? That could be journaling. That could be going out for a walk. I've been started to do a lot more walks again, like I did last spring. In the spring of 2021, I went on like 2 walks a day, and I've started to do that a little bit more now. Being outside is nice. It's beautiful outside, despite the pollen. Be sure that the gym is not the only thing in your day where that release comes from. Journal, read, go for a walk, talk to friends or family, FaceTime people you haven't talked to in a while, or even your best friend. Just throw them on a call. I just want everyone to make sure that they're always taking care of themselves the best that they can. We are going to wrap the video up here. I've talked long enough. But again, if this is a style of video that you guys like, please feel free to like the video, comment down below, message me on Instagram. I'd like to hear from you guys to continue to bring you guys content that you're interested in seeing. I need to know what you like. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. But as always, be kind to others, be yourself, and of course, trust your process. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one.